Happy morning students. So in this video we're going to discuss briefly about the xylem and phloem. So here you can see this will be the transverse section of leaf. Inside the leaf you can see the cells. So here you can see the xylem and phloem. So this we're going to discuss brief in this video. The xylem tissue is used mostly for transporting water from roots to stem and leaves, but also transport other dissolved compound. Whereas phloem is responsible for transporting food material which is produced from photosynthesis from leaves to non-photosynthesizing part of a plant such as root and stem. So this is all about the xylem and phloem. We were going to deal with this in brief note. Xylem. Xylem is a vascular and mechanical tissues and it is composed of cells of 4 different types. So please make a note, this is an important component of the cells of xylems. So tracheids, vessels or tracheae, xylem parenchyma, xylem sclerenchyma or fibers. So except the xylem parenchyma, all other elements are dead and bounded by thick lignified wall. And tracheids and vessels are tubular structures. Xylem is made up of dead cells having a thick cell lining. It consists of the following elements. So let us see the function of tracheids and vessels. So they have broad tubular structure so that we can allow transportation of food and water in the plants vertically. Xylem parenchyma aids to store foods and helps in transportation of water horizontally in the plant. Xylem fibers, they support transportation. So tracheid. So it is a long tapered cells with pitted wall that transport material upward. So which part of the xylem cells will transport material upward? Answer is tracheids. So at maturity what happens? This ligand can be seen deposited at the cell wall and the tracheids gradually dies. So there will be no cytoplasm which is present in the tracheids. In xylem vessels, the long continuous and non-living hollow tube, no cytoplasm seen in the xylem vessels and walls are strengthened by lignin. Xylem vessels are essentially mature stage tracheids. So this will be the example diagram for the vertical section through the root. Okay, so I just given this picture to see the vertical section of the root. Here you can see the xylem which is denoted with the red color and you can see the phloem which is in yellow in color. So here you can see the transport of materials, that is the ions and the food materials and water which is get transferred. So the xylem transport and store water and water soluble nutrient in vascular plant. Whereas phloem is responsible for transporting sugar, protein and other organic molecule in plants. So these vascular plants are able to grow higher than other plant due to the rigidity of xylem cells which support the plant. So this is all about the vertical section through the root with the high power microscope. Here you can see the special function of the xylem and the phloem clearly. Xylem gives mechanical support to the plant. So first, what is mechanical support? So the mechanical support is nothing but the plant is defined as a support provided to protect against the harsh external conditions. So these are rare specialized cells called xylem cells are help to provide the mechanical support to plant. So xylem is a specialized tissue of vascular plant that transport water and nutrient from the plant. So soil interface to stem and leaves and provides mechanical support and storage. The water conducting xylem cells provide an internal hydrophobic surface facilitating water transport as well as the mechanical strength. So here you can see the walls are strengthened with the lignin which is hard and rigid substance. So if there is any cyclones echo, what happens? The some of the trees will stand strong because of the xylem which gives the mechanical support because the lignin which is present inside the xylem cells. Function of xylem. The main function of xylem is to carry water and mineral salt upward from the root to different parts of the shoot. Hence, it's also called as water conducting system. That is water conducting tissues. Since wall of tracheid, vessels and sclerenchyma of xylem are lignified, they give mechanical strength to the plant body. The parenchyma stores food and helps in the sideway conduction of water. So next we discussed about phloem. Phloem is a living conducting tissue. It also contains tubes just like xylem but does not perform mechanical functions. Phloem is composed of the following 4 elements of cells: sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. So phloem is made up of living cells, and it allows the movement of the food from leaves to other parts of the plant. It has the following elements like sieve tube. So the sieve tube is one of the broad shaped cell with porous wall. And the companion cells, it facilitate the function of the sieve tube. And it made up of another component called phloem fiber, provide flexibility to the phloem. And last will be the phloem parenchyma, as stores starch and proteins. The main function of phloem is to transport the soluble organic compound made during photosynthesis to various parts of the plant where they are needed. So this transport process is known as translocation. So what is the function of phloem? Phloem transport or conducts the photosynthetically prepared food material from the leaves to the storage organ, and later from the storage organ or to the growing region of the plant body. So here you can see the xylem vessel and phloem vessels diagrams. So in xylem vessels, it is the one way only. So there will be like only the upward movement taken place. In phloem vessels, it will be a two-way flow, that is the upward and downward movement of food process taken, exchange of food process, exchange of gases taken place. So here you can see the water and minerals. Here you can see the water and food. So no end walls between the cells. Here the cell walls have cell walls with perforations. So thick walls stiffened with lignin. Okay, so this is all about the xylem vessels and phloem vessels diagram indicates. So difference between xylem and phloem in tabular form. So what will be the difference between? So definition: xylem is a complex tissue in vascular plant responsible for transporting water from root to stem and leaves. It also transports nutrients. In phloem is a complex living tissue in vascular plant that transports soluble organic food made during photosynthesis from the leaves to other part. Location: xylem tissue is located in the center of the vascular bundle and phloem is present on the outer area of the vascular bundle. Movement: xylem tissues have unidirectional movement, that is one-way communication. Okay, one-way directions. So phloem tissues have bidirectional movement, that is two-way communications. Cells mainly contain dead cells, with parenchyma being the only living cells present in xylem. And in phloem, it mainly contains living cells with fiber. Support: the cells provide mechanical support to the plant. The phloem cells do not provide mechanical support to the plant. Please make a note. Structure: at maturity, xylem is a dead tissue with no cell content. At maturity, the phloem is a living tissue but not with nucleus. So what will be the component? Xylem cell comprise of xylem fibers, xylem vessels, tracheids. Phloem comprise of phloem fibers, sieve tube, sieve cell, parenchyma and companion cells. So last we discussed about what is the conducting cells. In xylem, the conducting cells are tracheary cells or dead with thick lignin. In phloem, the conducting cells or sieve tubes are living and do not possess lignin. Thank you.